So basically I've got nothing to say, which is nice. I'm just tired. I've been staying in the office for 6 days straight, 5 days, and I'm rank. I'm just knackered. I do shower at the gym, but that's the only reason I go into the gym, have a shower. All these people like, oh, how was your workout, man? I was like, yeah, it was fine. I went in the shower, started off with washing my pits and washing my face, and then moved on to the heavy stuff and washed my dumbbells. So I've got nothing to talk about. So when I have nothing to talk about, I often ramble. So we'll see what comes out. In fact, actually, we're having an interesting debate in the office earlier on in the week about what is the meaning of life. Like, what is, not in a kind of like, oh, what are we here for? Well, in fact, yeah, I guess, what are we here for? Like, what's the fucking point of it? So I guess I'm going to put it out to you. What do you think? Why do you think we're here? I think we're in like a matrix, and we're in like a biological matrix, a spiritual matrix, which we can't comprehend because our brains have been blocked because we're not ready for them. We're not ready for that kind of activity, and it is all controlled. I believe in fate. I believe there's certain things in life that you just can't change, and whether that I'm not, and I don't actively promote that to anyone else, thinking, oh, you should believe in fate. But for me, being the mentalist that I am, it helps me just think, oh well, fuck it, it's meant to be. What's meant to be is what's meant to be. You can't change it. I mean, sure, you can make your journey along that path better, but I think to a point it's predetermined. That's my point of view. Certainly. She's got a very sparkly dress. That's my point of view, and I'm sure a lot of you would disagree, but I don't believe in a god as such. I don't believe in a religion as such, but I do definitely think there is something else out there that there's something else out there that just that we don't comprehend. Is that a Panagali? Panty gussets? Panty girly. Shit's gonna be what shit's gonna be, and I'm not saying you can. All right, love. All right, yeah. What are you drinking? Fanta. I bet there's vodka in it. Classy lady with a straw as well. Oh, I keep losing my train of thought. I keep missing the train, missing the bus. So I find it nice to believe that there's something else other than this stupid, meagre existence. And it's kind of like, well, let's just say that you all believe me for a moment, and not necessarily a science-based. I'm not saying evolution and stuff is wrong, it didn't happen, but it's just, there's some weird things about it that if you were making a video game for yourself, okay, if you're making a video game of the Earth and the world, you would put rules in there which make it almost impossible for certain things to go wrong or be discovered, cheat modes, etc. Oh, hello. Because it's like our planet just seems to be conveniently placed fucking miles away from anything else. So I don't think it's going to happen within the human race on this planet that we'll ever discover intelligent life forms elsewhere. I believe there are, because it's kind of, too random. Again, it comes back to this, why we're here is just too random. But I don't believe that there's going to be any great discoveries of intelligent life on other planets. I think we might see evidence that there maybe was something there, like a protozoa or something really kind of minimal. And the idea of aliens, my god, this is going everywhere! Aliens, if anything, we're the most alien thing on this planet. I think we're probably fucking aliens. Because the Earth is fine, apart from us. We're fucking it up. And it's just, again, we just as a race of people, as a kind of a breed, we don't fit. Like, why did we evolve into being so intelligent and nothing else did? And everyone's like, oh well, we evolved from the monkeys and and we share all our DNA with the monkeys, like 98% of it. I think there's a shocking thing that I read the other day. We share like a ridiculous amount. I'm not going to quote it because everyone will go, you're wrong, but a ridiculous percentage of our DNA with a fish. So, you know, monkey, fish. It's not that it's wildly different in our perception, but not a lot different in our DNA. So, I don't know. I just think what I think, and I like thinking it. So why are we here? What do we do? What do we do on this earth? We've been given this life. What do we do with it? Do we just kind of go out and get a job and live and meet someone and have some kids and do things and be the fodder of life? Or do you go out and use the opportunity to try and do as much shit as you possibly can? And I'm in the latter camp. I don't want to waste it. I don't know what happens after life. I definitely reckon there is an afterlife. Whether we just recycle and have another go at this, I don't know. Like save game. I wish I could do that sometimes. You know, in like Gran Turismo or whatever, and you're thinking, or Grand Theft Auto even, and you're thinking, oh, I wonder what happens if I go and blow the shit out of this building. I think I'll just make a save game first, and then I can fuck around and then come back to it. My real life, my real game. But this is your real game, so that's why the consequences of doing shit is far greater. I don't know if I'm making any sense. A lot of time I don't think I make any sense. I have to read it all back, watch it all back when I get home, and just see if there's any salvageable information there at all. What do we do? What do we do with this opportunity? I think you should just go out, not be reckless, of course, because as I said, you've only got, you know, you can't save game, you can't go back. Let's just put the old, oh, that's better. You can't go back on your on your real life escapades like in a video game. So, you know, don't be reckless. You know, at least try. At least try to win. We've all got problems. You just need to try and make the most of what you got. So yeah, life after death definitely exists. Whether it's, I don't even think we can comprehend what it is. Maybe that's why we only use like a certain percentage of our brains or whatever, but maybe the rest of it is for something that we just don't understand yet. So anyway, I smoked acid for breakfast. So I don't know why we're here, but I do have the theories, and I guess that is that there is something out there controlling our lives to a degree, making sure we hit certain key points, certain autosaves, you know, get those achievements. Oh my god, what am I on about? I feel embarrassed that there's no one here, because I'm talking so much crap. But yeah, I do believe in fate, and any time a fateful event or something happens, I've just got to see what it's about, because I believe it's worth it. I believe it's just too coincidental. The Earth, everything, like why we're here, why we've developed to make stupid metal boxes to drive around to work at the same time every day with all the other people. Everything just seems so. Oh, if evolution happened, all this amazing natural progression and cells doing their own thing and finding their own way and mobilizing to create something amazingly beautiful and complex like a human body, and then what do we do? What do we do with it? We look at Facebook and play Xbox. It's bullshit is what it is. But a lot of people, until you experience certain things in life, you don't think about that stuff. You just think, oh, there's an Xbox there and I'm going to go on Facebook. You don't think about how fucking incredible it is that we're here, and how unlikely, that's I guess what I'm getting at for this whole just disjointed bullshit argument discussion, is that it's just so unlikely. I think that sounds to me, just because we've been taught it in schools and stuff, doesn't mean that it's true. You know, the world was flat once. But to me, the scientific explanation of why we're here and what we evolved from, a chance encounter that a cell mutated billions of years ago, and now we're here. No, I don't buy it. Maybe I should. Is that Scientology? Am I a Scientologist? Tom Cruise is into bikes as well. Maybe we can go out. So hey Tom, I'll go for a ride with you. I'll ride with you, Tom. I don't know if you can understand that or not. Maybe I'm just drivelling. I've had like fuck all sleep for a week. And this is what happens. It's like riding an aeroplane, this. Like a cool biplane. Can we fit through there? I reckon we probably can. Yeah, see, it's not that bad, is it, boys and girls? Like any smaller gap, a lot of people wouldn't even filter through that on a sports bike, so it does the job. So yeah, I do believe in evolution, but I think it's all, because it sounds like it logically could happen. I think it just sounds more random than the idea or concept of a deity. I don't want to say controls us, and I don't want to say made us, because I don't believe either of those two things. Another system, a matrix. Because conscious thought, just because your brain interprets all this stuff, this is the key. Just because your brain interprets all this stuff around you, like green light, car, concrete, and it is doing its calibration, it's telling you what that is. But if your brain, let's say you're drunk or on drugs, your brain tells you different things. So it's only your brain that is supporting the arguments of what reality is. So if the other part of our brain, which we don't use, is the other bit which is the one linked into the matrix, then to me that sounds far more logical that that's the type of scenario we're in, rather than trying to imagine the billions of random encounter chains that happened to make us here just drive around doing nothing for the world, just fodder, buying shit, fodder. I'm gonna go to a fucking McDonald's and have a Big Mac because I'm fucked in the head. But I keep trying to say the same point. I think I might just say the same thing over and over again. Hello, Mr. Mackie D. Ronald. Evening, Ronald. Thank you very much. Wow, the delights. Oh, why do they do that? Why do they make a chicane? Anyway, I'm going to eat my shit. Well, I'm not going to eat my shit. I'm going to eat my... Well, it's probably actually more nutritious. So I've just met these fanboys. How you doing? You alright?
Hello.
What's your name?
Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
Sam.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Danielo.
You have to think about that. Is that a fake name? Okay, you're not wanted or anything. I have to pixelate your face. Right, so 50 miles later, and I'm still trying to define what the fuck I was saying up in London. And I guess it goes a little something like this. Just because your brain tells you something's happening, it doesn't mean it's happening. For example, if you're on drugs and you see a giant, I don't know, leprechaun. Sounds like a foot problem. I don't want to say leprechaun. What else should it be? A platypus. Giant platypus. Just here in the road. That's my brain telling me it's real. But I'm on drugs, so it's not real. So therefore we've established that the only thing which makes you believe something is happening or not is your brain. So therefore, is it not an easier concept to say that our whole civilization and world and everything we know is based on what our brain receives as true fact and information? Now let's just suppose that this new matrix-like system can alter the brain. We don't know this. There's a lot of percentage of the brain we don't even use. So let's just say that bit is what's being used to manipulate what we're seeing. And not in a like, oh my god, we're going to put them into slavery, in like a good way. Like, but this is all good. It's all lovely, good stuff. So that is what can control and manipulate what we understand as real. Now I find that a far more easier concept to understand than kind of guesswork going back to the Big Bang and even pre the Big Bang. There's people saying, oh, I know what happened before the Big Bang. No, you fucking don't. You can guess. You don't know. You're just basing it on kind of equations. And if I was controlling the system, I didn't want people to know what it was, I would put those answers to those questions very far out of reach. Does that make sense? Does it make sense, or am I just being a fucking weirdo? Okay, I'll watch it back. Maybe it'll work. Anyway. Bye, baby.